Here in the I button and the description box below, you will get complete playlist of Fourier transform. Welcome to video number 8, and in this video we are going to solve first problem on the topic, that is Fourier cosine transform. Okay, one of the most important problems, okay, from the topic, that is Fourier cosine transform. So I would request you to watch this video till end, because you are going to learn a lot from this video. Okay, so before I start this video, I would request you to subscribe to my channel, and if you learn something from my videos, then please hit the like button and do share the playlist of Fourier transform with your friends. In this way only you can support me. So let us start solving this problem. The question says, find the Fourier cosine transform of e to the power minus x square. Okay, the function is e to the power minus x square. So here you can see the function given as e to the power minus x square. Okay, and we know, okay, we know that the Fourier cosine transform for any function f of x is given by fc of s. Okay, here the subscript used is c. Okay, so this is Fourier cosine transform. Let's say here the subscript is s. In that case this will become Fourier sine transform. Okay, but here subscript is c, so this is Fourier cosine transform. So this is going to be integration 0 to infinity f of x cos s x dx. If subscript is c, then it is Fourier cosine transform. If subscript is s, then it is Fourier sine transform. Okay, the formula is integration 0 to infinity f of x cos sx dx. Now let's say this, okay, that is Fourier cosine transform, okay, is I. Okay, so this I is equals to integration 0 to infinity. What is f of x? That is e to the power minus x square. So simply write f of x, that is e to the power minus x square into cos sx dx. And let's suppose this is my equation number 1. Okay, now we cannot solve this integration part. Okay, we cannot solve this directly, so we'll take the help of differentiation. Okay, we'll take the help of differentiation. Okay, because we are going to differentiate this first. Okay, now we need to differentiate with respect to something. Okay, since this integration belongs to x, okay, I mean to say we need to integrate this part with respect to x. Okay, so we'll differentiate with respect to s, not x. Okay, remember this point. Here the integration is with respect to x, so we'll differentiate with respect to s, not x. On differentiating both sides with respect to s, you will get di upon ds. Okay, yes. Since we are differentiating with respect to s, so x will be treated as constant. Okay, so integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x square. Okay, cos, in differentiation cos will become minus sine. Okay, that is minus sine sx, and the coefficient of s is what? X. So x is multiplied. Okay, simply write dx here. Okay, now if you see, we can take this negative sign here, that is integration 0 to infinity x into e to the power minus x square into sine sx dx. Okay, now here we are going to use integration by parts. Okay, to solve this integration, okay, to solve this integration we will take the help of integration by parts. So this is my first function, this is my second function. If you take this as my first function, this as my second function, you will find difficulty while solving this integration. Okay, so take this first function and this as second function. So di upon ds. Okay, yes, this negative sign is as it is. If you open this square bracket, okay, yes, so first function as it is, integration second function, that is x into e to the power minus x square dx. Okay, now the limit is from 0 to infinity, minus integration of differentiation of first function, integration second function, okay, then dx here. Okay, simply close the bracket. Okay, now again the limit is from 0 to infinity. Fine. Now again you will find difficulty while solving this integration. Okay, so we'll solve this separately. Okay, that is solving integration x into e to the power minus x square dx. So here we will take this part, that is minus x square. Okay, we will put minus x square equals to t. Let's suppose this minus x square is equals to t. So on differentiating this, you will get minus 2x dx equals to dt. Okay, so take this 2 there. Okay, that is minus x, because here we have here you can see, yes, here we have x dx also. Okay, so minus x dx equals to dt upon 2, or you can see x dx equals to, take this negative here, that is minus dt upon 2. Okay, so if you want to solve this, then this will become, okay, e to power, this part is what? T. So it is e to power t. Okay, now x dx is what? Minus dt upon 2. So minus dt upon 2. Now we can easily solve this integration. Okay, so taking this minus half, okay, then it is integration of e to power t dt. So e to power dt integration is what? E to power t. So this is minus half e to power t. And what is t? What is t? That is minus x square. So minus half e to power minus x square. So we can rewrite this as minus of e to power minus x square upon 2. Okay, this is the value for this integration. Now we will simply replace this. Okay, put this value here and here. Okay, so di upon ds will become, here you can see, di upon ds will become minus of, okay, here we have minus sign, minus of this sign sx is as it is. Okay, yes, this part is what? Minus of e to power minus x square upon 2. So we are writing minus sin sx into e to power minus x square upon 2. Okay, the limit is from 0 to infinity. Then again minus sign here. Okay, differentiation of this part will become cos sx upon, okay, here we are differentiating sign. Okay, so since we are differentiating with respect to s, so x, so s will be treated as constant, so this is s into cos sx. Okay, differentiation of sin sx will become s into cos sx. Okay, and this part is what? Minus e to power minus x square upon 2. So here we have. Now write dx. This dx is for this integration, but the limit is from 0 to infinity. Okay. Now again, yes, here you can see negative negative will become positive. If you remove this square bracket, this negative negative will become positive. And here we have, okay, for this, that is negative negative negative, that is again negative. Okay, yes. So here we have sin sx into e to power minus x square upon 2. The limit is from 0 to infinity. Now coming to this part, this is negative. Okay, since we are integrating with respect to x, okay, so we can take this s as constant. So s upon 2 will be taken common. Okay, integration cos sx into e to power minus x square. Okay, so let us solve this part. We'll put limit for this term. We'll put limits. If you put upper limit, that is infinity here. Okay, infinity here. So this is going to be e to power minus infinity. Okay, e to power minus infinity. And what is e to power minus infinity? That is 0. Okay, e to power infinity is a large value, infinite. Okay, infinity. But e to power minus infinity will become 1 upon e to power infinity. It means 1 upon infinity, that is 0. Okay, if you put upper limit, this whole term will become 0. And if you put lower limit here, okay, then sin 0 is how much? 0. So on putting upper limit here, this whole term will become 0. On putting lower limit here, this whole term will become 0. So for first term, the limit, on putting limits, you will get 0 minus 0. Okay, now here we have minus s upon 2, and this is what? This is I. Okay, let me show you. Yes, here we have I equals to integration 0 to infinity e to power minus x square into cos sx dx. Okay, and here exactly, yes, this is exactly what is written, that is integration 0 to infinity e to power minus x square into cos sx dx. So this whole integration is I. Okay, so this integration I from equation number 1. Okay, so we can say what is left is di upon ds equals to minus of s upon 2 into I. Okay, now here we can use separation variable. Okay, that is I will be one side and s will be one side. Okay, so taking this I here and taking this ds part here, so this is going to be di upon I equals to minus of, okay, s upon 2 ds. Okay, now after applying separation variable, what is next step? That is integrating both sides. Okay, so on integrating both sides, you will get, yes, integration of di upon I equals to minus half, this is s ds. Okay, integration of s ds. Now this will become log I. Okay, this will become log I, and this part, that is minus half, this integration of s into s ds will become s square upon 2. Okay, integration of s ds will become s square upon 2 plus integration constant, that is c. Okay, so we can simplify this, that is log I equals to minus of s square upon 4 plus c. Okay, now taking this log this side, okay, if you take this log here, then I will become e to the power minus of s square upon 4 plus c. Okay, now we can rewrite this as e to the power minus s square upon 4 into e to the power c. Okay, yes, and this part is constant. Okay, so we will take e to the power c as a. So this I will become e to the power minus s square upon 4 into a. Okay, so we need to find what is a. Okay, for this we will put the boundary condition. Okay, we'll take the help of boundary condition. So simply put s equal to 0. Okay, if you put s equal to 0, then this will become 0. this whole part will become 0. So e to power 0 will become 1. That is I equals to a. Okay, I equals to a. So what is I? Okay, let us see what is I. From equation number 1, if you see from equation number 1, what is I? That is integration 0 to infinity e to power minus x square cos sx dx. If you put s equal to 0, then this will become 1. Okay, if you put s equal to 0, you will see that cos 0 will become 1. So I will become integration 0 to infinity e to power minus x square dx. Okay, so yes, this is going to be I equals to integration 0 to infinity e to power minus x square dx, because we have put s equal to 0 here. Okay, this part is clear. Now we will solve this integration. For solving this integration, we will take x square equals to t. Okay, let's suppose x square equals to t. So x will become root over t. Okay, yes. Now differentiating this, will get 2x dx equals to dt. Okay, from here we will find that is dx. Okay, what is dx? Dx equals to dt upon 2x, and what is x? That is root t. So we can write dx equals to dt upon 2 into root t. Okay, root t. So this integration will become, let us see, yes, I equals to integration. If you put, okay, here the limit is for x, okay, and that is 0 to infinity, but here, okay, the variable is t, so the limit is for t. Okay, if you put upper limit, that is infinity, that t will also become infinity. If you put x equal to 0, then t will also become 0. So limit is not going to change, okay, because at x equal to 0, t is also 0. Okay, at x equals to infinity, t is also infinity. Okay, so I will become integration 0 to infinity e to power, what is minus x square? Okay, what is x square? That is t. So this is going to be e to power minus t. Okay, what is dx? That is dt upon 2 root t. Okay, yes, dt. So this is going to be 1 upon 2 integration 0 to infinity e to power minus t. Okay, yes, we have taken this part here, that is half integration 0 to t and 0 to infinity e to power minus t, and here this is what? T to power half. If you take this to the numerator part, this will become e to power minus half dt. Now this can be written as, okay, this half can be written as half minus 1, because half minus 1 is minus half. Okay, so this can be written as half integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus t, t to the power half minus 1 dt. Okay, yes. Now you must be aware of gamma function. Okay, what is gamma function? Yes, gamma of n is equals to integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x to the power n minus 1 dx. Okay, yes, if you compare this with this, okay, so here the function is x, here the function is n, t. Okay, no problem. But here what is n? N is half. Okay, here what is n? That is, if you see here it is n, so here we will write that is gamma of n. But here, okay, the value of n is how much? Half. So we will write gamma of half. Here half is as it is, and this part, okay, this part will become gamma of half. Because of this half, this will become gamma of half. And what is the value for gamma of half? That is root pi. Okay, so root pi upon 2. Okay, so root pi upon 2 is the value for what? A. This I equals to what? Okay, when s equal to 0, this I will become a. Okay, what is the value of I? That is root pi upon half, root pi upon 2. Okay, this value is how much? Root pi, and this is root pi into half, that is root pi upon 2. Okay, this is the value for a. So after finding the value of a, we'll put the value of a here. Okay, here. So this I is what? I is the, here you can see, I is the Fourier cosine transform. Okay, we have taken this I. So finally we have achieved our answer. Okay, so if you put the value of a here, you will find that is I equals to, yes, I is equals to root pi upon 2 into e to power minus s square upon 4. Okay, and this I is equals to Fourier cosine transform. Okay, that is FC of s. FC of s means Fourier cosine transform. Okay, so Fourier cosine transform is equals to root pi upon 2 into e to power minus s square upon 4, and this is the final answer. Okay, thank you so much.